about a couple of these ones. Yesterday we had a disagreement on the watch along. Handball. I still don't think it was, but by the letter of the law, by what they deem sometimes as a handball, yeah. But I'm not having it still, bro. I've seen
Ed, I know that. We don't have to get heated just, but can I ask you why you don't think it's a handball, bro?
because if he jumped straight up in the air and then did this, I would have said yeah. But because he's short and the ball went over, he jumped backwards. So when you're coming down, you put your arm out where you feel like you're going to be. He didn't put his arm out to go, I'm jumping.
No, but I understand that because the deliberate handball rule's not there anymore. So
I know, but they're changing it to if you handball it, if it's not, it's a corner or something like that now.
Because all I'm saying is the reason why this has to be handball for me, which I mean, now it doesn't matter. It's going to Sar's chest, bro. If Sar's chest is,
but he does chest it, Sav. That's the thing. What he does doesn't affect anything, the outcome. He still chests it, and it was because of Kirkes why he didn't score.
No, but of course it affects it because it slows it down. It was going right to his chest.
Sav, maybe we have to watch it back.
No, but it's impossible for it not to affect if it touches man's hand. No, but it's going directly to my chest, and someone's hand gets in the way of it first, and it still goes to my chest. It's definitely slowed it down, even by milliseconds, bro.
I'm not going to disagree with that, but bro, from the play, literally, man just there, chests it down, shifts it, bang, and then Kirkes threw himself in front of it.
It was a great block from Kirkes.
I can't see.
Are you man saying though, and you can be honest or not? The reason why I'm saying it's handball because if this was against Liverpool, bro, I'm screwing that's not handball, bro. If that's going to Salah's chest or go to in my hand, I'm like, brother, I don't give a damn if the man's small. I don't care if you're trying to make your body big with your hands, bro. That's a handball, bro. Like because I've seen like light ones given to Liverpool. What are still handballs, bro? But yeah, I just don't understand. And obviously the thing I gave yesterday was I saw the same thing happen at Wembley with Grealish against Man U, like the exact same thing in the first minute in the FA Cup final. Grealish jumped up exactly how McAllister did. Grealish was looking the other way, and the ball hit him in the hand, and they gave the penalty straight away. So I was just a bit confused on it, but maybe they should do a better job of explaining stuff because they can't keep changing stuff mid-season and not letting anybody know. That's kind of crazy to me.
I think obviously it's always going to be. I know they've got a rule, but I always think it's going to be down to the interpretation of the ref. As I said, if he would have jumped upwards and Sarr was behind him, and then he jumps up and he goes over his head and he puts his arm out, 100%. And you're definite. We play football. You definitely tried to stop where you think he was going to go because he's going
I understand that.
But because he's going over his head and he's jumped, because he's short, he's jumped backwards. So he's jumped this way and then he's landing, and that's where the arm comes out to get the balance. He's not going to just jump this way and then tuck the arm here and then land on one.
But you would ask for the pen though if it happened against us, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but that's just the natural side of it. But then I know it wouldn't have been. I'm just asking because I was just being biased. So either way, I asked for it because I was being biased because it's Liverpool. But at the same time, I would have been like that. That's definitely not a penalty.
No, but at that point, I thought they was going to give the penalty. At all points, I thought that once they see it, once the VAR sees it, it's a penalty to them. That's what I thought.
I think straight away. If it took, all right, you see, because it still landed in Sarr, like Sarr still chests it. And he still gets his shot away within the same momentum. I feel like if the ball then changed direction or it went behind Sarr, they would have been like, yeah, Sarr would have chested that if you didn't knock that with your arm. So that means then I would have been like, yeah, they're going to give that. That's a minor. But because the sequence still happened, he still chested it and he still got the shot away. I think that's when they were like, nah, that's probably just a natural position of him. He's jumping backwards. His arms come out to give him some balance. Sarr's literally, 2 centimeters off of him anyway. He chests it and still gets a clean strike away. They're like, I don't see what the difference would have been, if that makes sense. But if it went behind him, I reckon they would have definitely given it. Or it's like he's tilted and he hit the top of his shoulder or something. Then I'll be like, yeah.
One thing I do agree with you about is like the reason why I think the rule's been stupid. Because like I said to you yesterday, I only said it's a handball because that's what they've told us the rules are for years now. And I hate when they use man's hands in an unnatural position for stuff like that. Because if anyone who's played football, your natural position is to put your arms up to jump in it. That's stupid. It's like when somebody does a slide tackle and the ball hits their arm when they're sliding past somebody. Where am I supposed to put my arm, bro? Slide with the back of my head. So that's the reason why I don't like it, man. They don't. You know what I mean? Because then people start bringing up like Rodri handballs against Everton and that's why we didn't win the league. It's the same shit.
Yeah, So that's what I wanted to kind of get. And then obviously looking at this from what last season, this is what I mean about the difference. If Trippier doesn't handball it here, because remember, Diaz is going clean through on goal, and Trippier's hands knocks it back into Trippier's path, where Diaz would have been cutting across his defender and going towards goal.
Yeah.
But he knocked it, and that was not given.
Yeah, it should have been given.
And that's what I mean about like if McAllister's one like changed the direction of where the player was going, like he hit his shoulder or he went behind him, I'd be like, yeah, you can't even knock, bro. Even if you didn't mean it, you changed the course of where the ball was gonna go in it. Like that to me was a handball because that's not a natural position for anyone. Like, why is your arm just out here where the ball is? Unless you're trying to grab the player. Well, if you're trying to grab the player in the box, then what are we doing there?
Yeah,
it's going to be a long season.
They need to be
a long season because they've already changed some rules and that's going to be a bro.
I need to go through the rules, before we even start the season.
Yeah, it's mad.
Yeah, and then we take a look at this one. One thing I didn't see no one say anything about was this challenge here, bro.
No VAR, bro.
No one. I told
you. Nothing. Just carried on. Nothing, bro. I can think
of the
red card.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, it looks horrid, doesn't it? And
I don't feel like it's a red card.
But I can feel.
Look where his foot is, bro. I see Skelly get red carded last season for that. That's
no. Forget even looking at it from that perspective. I'm just saying, just in the game when I saw this, I just thought, this is a yellow card. I didn't really feel like it was a red though, because it all happened so quickly. I didn't feel like he didn't mean to catch him. He just caught him there. So I didn't look at that like
that's the problem again. It's the same with handball, bro. It's not supposed to be whether they intent or not. It's supposed to be if you get a man like that. That still image looks like he's about to break his shin, bro.
Yeah, it does.
So I'm being kind to Wharton, which I don't need to be, bro, because again, it's not about your intent. The reason why it ends like that, Wharton is not going for Frimpong at all. He's going for Wataru, and he goes past him. So he doesn't. Frimpong's not in the picture for him. It's because Wataru gets out of the way. He goes.
Yeah, look where the ball is. Look where the ball is.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, he wouldn't have got him at all. But again, most things in football are not deliberate when people get done for it, and that it's about like how are you endangering your opponent, and that is endangering your opponent, bro. But I agree though, like the rules are all over the place, man. It's fucked, and the interpretation of the law with certain things, it's always going to be a little bit subjective because every referee is different. But they do need to tighten up their rules where it's like this is almost non-negotiable, because you can't be everything subjective. Then one week this is a handball, next week it's not. This is a foul, this is not. Because all people are going to do is start. If this happened to like us in the season and one of our players do it, and then our manager says, "Now we're appealing it, bro, because Wharton did this," then what?
Yeah, look, the only thing I can say, guys, look, we know football isn't just played and it's like, oh, if this would have happened or if that would happen. We just know the outcome is kind of the outcome. But what we do know with certain things, it can change the momentum or the swing of the game. 72 minutes in, Liverpool are 2-1 up, he gets sent off. Do I expect Liverpool to go and lose or draw that game and then lose on penalties? No. I actually think we go on and cook them for the rest of the game. But this is what I mean about swings, and this is what, and I can't help it. It's just me, myself, in it. I see too much detail. I saw them creaming over this guy from early. So I knew he was like when they didn't look VAR and they didn't check anything. I knew they wanted to paint a picture and a narrative that this guy was balling out the whole game. I heard them say he's been the best on the pitch looking after the ball. When I'm like, we went and checked the stats. The stats didn't say what they were seeing. But the one guy that was looking after the ball got slated because he wasn't good enough and he had 100% completion. That's a high challenge, whether he means it or not. Intent ain't the law. It's accidental, but you still endangered your opponent. So that's a straight red. And I know it's a season opener and it's like looked at as a friendly and whatever, but it's a high challenge, bro. Like,
it is, bro. It is. And you know one thing what's wrong with the refs as well, because who's that Pulsioli retired and that, and he's always on Sky Sports and all that stuff. Not Howard Webb, the other one. Mike Dean.
Not Mike Dean. Is it Mike Dean? No, Mike
Dean. That's Mike Dean. He's Mike Dean.
The one that keeps talking, they always got bring.
Yeah. And he done the podcast with William Hill and admitted a few things, and then everyone got onto him because it's like, so basically telling us that you do pick and choose with certain things, and he didn't want to throw his brethren under the bus with certain stuff, brother. They're not allowed to. This thing with the subjective refereeing, you see stuff like oh, it's early in the game. Them things can't happen anymore, bro.
Yeah.
If it's in the second minute or the 82nd minute, it has to be the same. You can't be like, well, because I wanted it to be a good game. That's not down to you, bro. That's down to the two teams. What do you mean you wanted it to be a good game? The main character syndrome. What about my player's safety? You can't do that. Oh, it's a derby, so we let the things go. But then let everything go, bro. Now you're picking and choosing. Oh, so basically you're saying is Man U and Liverpool's more important than Newcastle and whoever, bro, and Southampton, Newcastle and Sunderland. You can't do that as a referee. Let the broadcasters do that. The broadcasters can make stuff seem like more of a spectacle. But on the pitch, the rules should be the same for every single team, every single player, every single manager. It shouldn't be, oh, they're at Anfield, so the big team got the decision. It shouldn't be like that, bro. Because it ruins the game. It ruins the game. It's horrible, bro. And that is a red card, bro.
But that's why, like, what you're saying about like the rules and that. I'm saying, I know people don't want it so militant, but the only way, there's no other way that it can change is you have to make it, as Savage just said, you have to make it
like
there is a non-negotiable. Like exactly. Basketball, I don't care if
it is what it is in basketball. There's no messing around.
You hit the ball on my man's foot. Even no one's trying to play football in fucking basketball.
Yeah.
You hit the ball on my man's foot, it's the other team's ball. There is no even if it's by accident. Remember, you're not trying to hit someone's foot. And I get it. Everyone was like, when I said this before, everyone was like, yeah, but then people are just gonna deliberately try and they don't do it in basketball. Exactly. Because you wouldn't, why would you try and do that? Like, it doesn't even make sense. Like, you're trying to score a basket, right? You're going to do the same thing in football. So guess what? If the ball hits your hand, it's a handball. I don't care if it was accidental, if you didn't mean it, it's a handball. You know why? Because now we can't sit here and have a debate. You see, in a challenge like this type of challenge, it needs to be a red card all the time.
Yeah.
There can't even be one time Skelly got red card, but then this brother, because it was in the second minute, as Savage said, fuck that. It needs to be a red card every single time.
Yeah,
even
like
if it comes to the first 10 seconds.
There's offsides that I don't like to this day because man's big toes offside. But at least I know that now it's got an automated system. I can't moan about it. Whether I don't like it, because we've seen stuff where it's like man's toes literally offside, bro. Like I'm size 10, this geezer's size 7, so I'm offside, and it's a fact. Like we've seen it, bro. But it's life. You can't do it, bro. This is just life, innit? There's no arguing. Show the man them in the stadium so they can't moan about it and get on with the game.
Yeah, it's just like those you look at that. Those are two decisions within the same game.
Yeah.
That would have been a red card at 2-1. It means he's gone. Game's different. Then you could give the McAllister penalty at 2-2. They go on to win the game 3-2. But as I said, there's more uproar for the handball than it is for the tackle, which doesn't make sense to me if on the balance of the game, because one event happened before the other. And if that event, the outcome that what should have been as a red card, the other event for me doesn't even happen. There's
all that stuff that's they brought in with the cameras in the change rooms and the one thing they should have done is the referee press conference, bro. That's the one. Like, I'm not trying to make the referee's job harder because if anything, they'll be able to explain themselves and tell you that you're a dickhead because you don't know the rules. Because in the league, bro, that's what they do, bro. You can say what you want about the ref. The ref will be like, I don't know what you're talking about because this is the rules and they didn't follow this and blah, blah, blah. Because let's be honest, as fans, we know the rules of football, but man don't know section 12A of the rule book that this, and this. So the stuff that we won't know, I can't remember what it was, but there's some stuff that comes out and we're like, rah, that's a rule. We didn't even know. And then the manager said, that's a rule. But it's because it never happens, isn't it? So every now and again, there's going to be a random thing that happens. We're like, oh, we didn't know that's what happens with that. We didn't know that he gets a free kick for this, but that's the rules, bro.
Yeah, the subsections, I don't think everyone. I think if you say the rule book had 1 to 20, I think everyone kind of gets the 1 to 20. They're not probably fully understanding, but
we get the overview of it, innit?
But there's subsections underneath each of those, each of those rules. What no one actually understands.
Yeah, for example, the beach ball come on the pitch against Liverpool Sunderland back in the day. None of us knew the rule. What happens if an object comes on the pitch and the ball hits it and goes in? None of us know what that is. What happens if the ball hits a pigeon? I know it sounds like I'm taking the piss. There's always these same 3 pigeons at the Emirates, bro. Always, isn't it? And I'm always thinking, what if the ball hits it and goes in or stops the goalkeeper? What is the rule? We don't know.
Like do they let the goal in or do they go
exactly? Like when I was a kid for ages, we just used to make up the rules on the AstroTurf. So I didn't know if you score a throw in, if I score from a throw in straight in, is it a goal? In school, we just said it's a goal, bro, because you should have saved it.
Yeah,
There's loads of stuff that we just don't know.
man didn't used to say, yeah, you should have saved
Yeah,
that.
because how is it my fault if I throw the ball and your goalkeeper misses? How's that my fault, bro? So there's this little stuff that we don't know. You know what I mean? So they should make that a little bit better. But the referee press conference should be 100%, and then maybe just have only one person asking them questions or something.